Welcome back to Hotham's Apiary. I'm Jason Hotham, and in this video I'm going to be checking again on the bees to make sure they have enough food. It's middle of February and this is a very critical time of the winter for the bees as far as food stores are concerned. You won't want to miss it. All right, so as I just mentioned in the intro, I need to check to make sure the bees have enough food. This is a very critical time. The queens in the colonies will begin to lay eggs, so the brood rearing will begin for the next season quite soon. And when the bees start to raise new bees, it requires a lot of energy. They need to be able to have food to feed the brood, and also they need food to give them energy to stay warm. So it's two really important things, of course, and it's my job as a beekeeper to make sure that they have enough food. So let me get right into it. So one thing that's really cool that you can do without even having to open up the hive to make sure everyone's doing okay is you can just listen and you can hear the bees buzzing. Let me just get a little bit closer to the hive here. So that's colony number 2. They're doing okay, and so are the others. All right, so let me get the scale, and I'll start with colony 4. Okay, the scale says 11.14 kilograms. So I generally just double that. It's not 100% accurate, but I generally double that. So we're looking at about 22 kilograms for that colony, for colony 4. I just need to write that down. Today is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. February 21. The last time I checked them was about 2 weeks ago. They had 500 grams more food approximately, so looks like they're doing okay. That means they have around 10 kilograms of food after I take off all the weight from the boxes and from the bees themselves. So 10 kilograms is definitely enough for the next 4 weeks. The critical point is really basically until the middle of March. All right, let me check the next colony here, colony 3. Colony 3 had 2 weeks ago, they had a total weight of 23 kilograms, so they had about 11 kilograms of food. And let me just go ahead and check now. No, they have less now. Now they have about, the scale says 10.8 kilograms. So that's 21.6. So they're eating a little bit more food, which is not really anything to get concerned about. It's just telling me that they're probably starting to raise brood. Let's see, what's that? It's like 9, a little over 9 kilos. We'll just round it up. All right, then let me go ahead and do colony 2. I have to move the camera here real quick. All right, so colony 2 they've been very, very active this whole winter. They've been eating the most actually. So I wouldn't be surprised if they were under 7 kilograms. Oh, actually, the scale says 10.1. So they're at 20.2. They only had, since the last weigh, it's a net loss of 600 grams. So seems to be all right. I think now my pen's starting to die here. It's pretty cold today. Like I said, it's only a few degrees below freezing, so I'll just use the whiteboard marker. I don't care. All right, and now for colony 1. So I'll just flip it around here. So let's see what we got. Colony 1. The scale reads 11.7. So they've eaten also about a kilogram of food since the last time I checked them. 11.7. 23.4. So basically, you know, if I look at this chart, they have 11.4 kilos. They have 8. They have about 9, and yeah, and colony 4 has about 10. So I'll check on them again next week. The weather's supposed to be mild, relatively mild, so it's going to be going back over the freezing point, and some rain is predicted for next week as well. The forecast. So we'll see. It was minus 2.5 degrees Celsius today, and it's been for the past week pretty constant temperature-wise. So, all right. All right, so I checked all the colonies, as you saw, and they all seem to be doing pretty well. The only one that I might have to actually do something about would be colony number 2. They have 8 kilograms of food, but that should be enough. I think that should be enough. You know, some people have asked me too, you know, did the bees survive it being so cold, you know, for so many weeks on end? And yes, they do survive. You know, when they're in their winter cluster, they keep each other warm. The way they do that is the muscles that they would normally use for, you know, flapping their wings, they basically shiver. They really shake those muscles, and they don't flap their wings. And in fact, the bees are able to dislocate their wings so that they can actually use those muscles for generating heat. And they'll keep it nice and toasty in there. They're around 30-35 degrees Celsius, which is quite warm, and it keeps the queen warm. It keeps any brood that's in the hive warm. But you know, it requires a lot of energy, and it requires them to eat a lot of food. And one really cool thing about that process is that, you know, the bees that are inside that are nice and toasty and warm, they'll actually rotate to the outside of the cluster, giving those bees on the outside a chance to get inside and get warm. And this is a constant cycle. So as an organism, the bee colony is very effective in keeping themselves warm and able to survive such cold temperatures. All right, so that's it for today's video. If you haven't already done it, please hit subscribe. And yeah, the season's about to start, so we're going to have a lot more videos coming out to you as soon as possible. And as always, please stay safe, stay healthy, and have fun beekeeping.